Welcome to Kanishka IAS. Today's daily current affairs. First topic is on COP26. COP is called as Conference of Parties and it is going to be held in Glasgow in United Kingdom. As we all know that this is one of the important meeting regarding climate change and pollution. So it will be in news over a period of time unless COP meeting is held. Now what India is expecting from COP26? India will emphasize on climate justice. This term is important because as many countries said that they are going to reduce their carbon dioxide emissions. For example, China said that it is going to reduce carbon emissions and attain net zero by the year 2060. Similarly, USA also announced that it is going to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and attain net zero by 2050. India hasn't declared net zero targets because there were certain reasons for this. Firstly, we depend so much on coal and also fossil fuels, and if we reduce usage of coal and fossil fuels, then energy demands of the country are not met properly. It leads to crisis. Already we are facing it, and if we agree for net zero by the mid of this century, that is by 2050, then we may not reach the target, and it is also against the principle of United Nations framework for the Convention on Climate Change, because there is a convention named as Common but Differential Responsibilities, CBDR. The CBDR is one of the principal framework of UNFCCC. This UNFCCC originated at Rio Earth Summit in the year 1992. This UNFCCC is a part of 3 conventions and 3 documents that were originated at the Rio Earth Summit. Now this common but differentiated responsibility, it says that this divided countries into Annex 1 and non-Annex 1 countries. Annex 1 countries includes all the developed nations and non-Annex 1 countries include developing nations. India comes under non-Annex 1 country. Now the CBDR and Annex classifications were codified in Kyoto Protocol in the year 1997. Net zero means a country should commit to a year and beyond which its emissions won't peak, and it must assure that carbon dioxide is not going to be released much, and at a point it will balance out its emissions by taking out an equivalent amount of greenhouse gases from air. Thus in this COP26, India is emphasizing on climate justice because during the industrial era all developed nations contributed to pollution. So presently there were few exceptions for developing nations to meet their targets. This is one of the reasons. And another reason is that India is asking for climate financing. Initially all the developed nations, they promised that they are going to give around $100 billion to all developing nations to cope up with climate change, and these promises were not met previously. And also there is a need for technology transfer. There were many initiatives done by India in order to combat climate change globally as well as regionally. Globally, India has launched International Solar Alliance. In this alliance, all the members, including in the region of Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, were part of this International Solar Alliance. Even other members can also join. And India also committed itself to install 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by the year 2030. Among that initiative, India has recently installed Rewa Solar Power Project in Madhya Pradesh. If targets are not met properly and decision making is not done at COP26, then the following climate change crisis can occur. There will be rise in temperature. It is generally said by experts that temperature shouldn't exceed above 1.5 degrees Celsius. If temperature exceeds, then it leads to loss of biodiversity, loss of species, that is plants, animals and others, like we have seen forest fires in Brazil and Australia, like that. Oceans were also warming. This is also one of the major threatening one because it impacts marine organisms and all aquatic animals. And in oceans there is also increase in plastic content. If this plastic is present in oceans, then fishes and other animals in the water, they generally consume this and they die. This leads to many other conditions such as biomagnification, ocean acidification and other things. Biomagnification means accumulation of toxic elements in the organism. So it is generally considered that 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature is viable for humanity. Now these things will be discussed on COP26 mostly, that is on net zero, as I said initially, even climate financing, that is to give more funds to mitigate climate change, and also to abide by 1.5 degrees Celsius as per Paris Agreement 2015, and also on carbon markets as well as common but differential responsibilities. Next topic is on G20. This is going to be held in Bali in Indonesia in the year 2022. Following COP26, India is co-chair of G20 Anti-Corruption Working Group. India is important among these G20 because it worked closely with almost all the members of G20, and it came out with solutions to many things, mainly to combat corruption, money laundering, and to promote sustainable development for international financial management. And in Afghanistan, India provides humanitarian assistance. Even in any international fora, if Afghanistan issue is there, then humanitarian issue is also spoken, and there will be discussion on fuel transition also. These were G20 countries, that is Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, European Union, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, United Kingdom and United States. Presently United Kingdom is not a part of European Union. Now next topic is on S-400 missiles. India is going to get S-400 missiles from Russia. So USA said that if we are going to import S-400 missiles, then it is going to give sanctions to India under CAATSA. CAATSA means Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. This main objective is to counter Iran, Russia and North Korea through punitive measures, that means through punishment. Now few lawmakers in America, they said that they are going to support for sanction waiver in India for its purchase of S-400 missile defense system from Russia. CAATSA was enacted in the year 2017. It is generally imposed when sanctions were against countries that engaged in significant transactions with Russia's defense and intelligence sectors. Why they are giving sanction waiver means US has its own benefit. In 2019, USA has imposed sanctions on Turkey. It is also a NATO ally. NATO means North Atlantic Treaty Organization, because it has imported S-400 from Russia. Now US is expecting help from India in two contexts, that is in the region of Afghanistan and regarding China, and it is also expecting that India to give access to Farkon Air Base. This is operated by India and it is located in Tajikistan, and it is talking about formal alliance with India. Alliance means let us consider example USA and India. Generally relationships between two countries will be based on many other things like resources, strategic partnerships and many other things. In that, alliance is much more closer relationship. Like in US based website Pentagon, it was written that alliance means other country should help this another partner even during the condition of war. However, India didn't mention any alliance formally at any time. It generally talks about partnership. Now this S-400 missile is a surface to air missile. Surface to air missile means it is launched on ground or a sea and target is at air, and it is the most dangerous operationally deployed modern long range surface to air missile in the world, and it is considered much ahead of US developed terminal high altitude area defense system. And Turkey is a NATO ally. As I said initially, it was expelled from America's F-35 program. This F-35 program is a consortium to build aircraft. Then when it began accepting S-400 shipments in 2019. Thank you.